Jack here from the Bike Dads, here today to talk to you guys about the Cleary Gecko, a 12-inch pedal bike, and is one of the only 12-inch pedal bikes in the market today that we recommend. And let me show you why. Freewheel, 12-inch bike. Yes, this is not your department store bike. Let's take a closer look to see why this bike simply is awesome. Now, first off, let's look to see who this bike is made for. It's made for your 2 to 3.5-year-old. You may be asking yourself, what 2-year-old is pedaling? Not many. Not a lot of 2-year-olds are really grasping balance bikes, but there are a few out there, and this bike is for them. Also, the 3.5-year-old shredder to 3-year-old shredder who's got an inseam in between 15 and 19 inches is really going to love this bike. The redesign of the Cleary Gecko has an upgraded cockpit that simply made this bike phenomenal. 500mm bars with a 50mm rise, with a 40mm stem, and nice small handlebar grips of the whole bar and grip combo is a 19mm in diameter. Now, what does this mean? The kids are going to be a little more upright, and you're going to set them up in a nice riding position. The Tetra Junior V brakes are excellent. When they're really set up well, like they are out of the box from Cleary, they have a great pull that's easy for the little hands. One thing that I do recommend that everybody does is make sure that your kids' lever reach is appropriate for their hand size. With the 12 to 16-inch bikes, one tip we got from our friends from Buddy Pegs is take an American nickel, put it in between the lever and the backside of the brake lever and the grip, and it should fit in there snugly. And if it doesn't, you take a 2mm Allen key and you simply dial that in. If when you're dialing it in, the brake is rubbing, then you just need to do a little adjustment on the V-brake. The grips, nice soft on their hands, not the durometer isn't too hard like we see on a lot of the kids' bikes, especially the department store bikes. A nice safe bumper on the grips allows the kids to chuck it on the ground. Now, if your little shredder is regularly hitting the pump track, the dirt fields, likes to come on single track rides with you, this bike is going to be for them. The crown gems, are they a little overkill? The 2.25-inch tires, maybe, but they're awesome. We definitely lower the pressure around 5 or 6 psi, even a little lower sometime, and these tires really grip and allow a nice stable ride. Now, this nice integrated vegan leather, or vegan whatever you call it, seat is great. It's got a nice integrated seat post, meaning that you can get this nice low seat height that really allows you to get the 15-inch, even 14-inch inseam on this bike. Now, the seat collar is not quick release. You can pick a quick release one up off of Amazon for a couple of bucks. Now let's look at another reason why this Gecko is so awesome is the no freewheel. If you haven't read our article, Say No to Coaster Brakes, stop this right now. Click the link in the bottom and really make sure that you understand that the importance of a freewheel when kids are learning how to bikes. And this freewheel allows them to turn backwards. It's got a great little freewheel, 92 really short cranks, a nice set of pedals, and the kind of nubs or pins on them are not too sharp and they don't cut up your kids. 3-piece crank, meaning that it's got a bottom bracket inside, nice light. Got a narrow Q factor, meaning that when your kids are pedaling, they won't look like they're on a bucking bronco. Now, the gear ratio on this bike is great. It's got a 25-tooth front ring and it ships with a 14-tooth freewheel. Now, one really cool thing with Cleary is sometimes you're out on a really long pathway ride, or you're doing like a Kettle Valley Trailway or something like that that's really flat, or on the other side is really hilly. One thing you can do is you can change the freewheel. Now, like taking the wheel off, taking out your tools, taking out the freewheel, sometimes that can be a little bit of the pain and you know where. However, Cleary's got a super cool thing. What they do, now if you look here at the drive side of the bike, it's got vertical dropouts allows you to get a nice chain tension there. And on here is one size of a freewheel attached to a nice alloy hub. Both front and rear hubs are alloy. Then if you look on the other side of the bike, it's kind of a cool feature. Have a look right here. It's another threaded freewheel on both sides of the bike, which is super cool. Guys, you're out, you can just simply take a 5mm Allen key, unloosen here, take the wheel out. If you did have, I didn't in this case, we've only had the bike for a short test period, but you can install a second freewheel on both sides of the bike, and then take the chain off, turn the wheel around, and you've got a bike with 2 different gear ratios, which is a super cool feature here by Cleary. All the axles on the bike are smooth. They're not going to cut your kids' legs up. Allen key bolts, which is great in comparison to a lot of the kids' bikes, even the really good ones, still have hex nuts on there. Now, we've had a great time with the Cleary Gecko. We've had it for about a month now. We've had it on 2 little testers. The quality of this bike is phenomenal. When you're trading up to go from, and Cleary's, it goes from a 12 to a 16 inch, you use the seat, integrated seat post from the Cleary 12 inch to the Cleary 16 inch to make sure you get a nice low minimum seat height when you're moving up to the next bike. Now the price tag at $310, that's for you to decide if it's expensive or not. With bikes nowadays, it seems like everything's expensive, but it's good value, and Cleary bikes definitely hold their resale. Speaking of resale, if you don't want to deal with the hassle of selling bikes, they do belong to the Re-Ride Cooperative, and you can trade the bike in for a credit for another Cleary. So we've had a great time with this little shred machine. The Crown Gem tires are a little bit overkill, but they're awesome. You can get it with a less knobby tire. Probably give you a little more clearance for mud and such, but we didn't have too much issues when we had the kids go play in the mud. Our test bikes and such, they get dirty. We don't treat them like trophies. They're meant to be ridden. The kids are going to throw them down. They're going to leave them out by accident, and that's what we did with this one. We had a blast on it. Would we recommend? If you've got a balance biker that's a total shredder and is asking for their first pedal bike, definitely have a look at the 12-inch Cleary Gecko. It's the only 12-inch we recommend on the market today. That says something. Thanks for watching today. Visit us on our website at www.thebikedads.com for the best in kids bikes. If you like this video, do all that YouTube jazz. Subscribe, like, send it to a friend. If you want to comment how I messed up on something, or that you don't agree with something I said, leave it in the comments below. Let's have a discussion. Teaching kids how to learn how to bike is such a passion of ours, and we do this to make sure that everybody can have an educated choice. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you on the trails.